Anthony Hartwig here with a Crestview Soccer Player Profile. I am joined by Nick Novak. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
And I think the first question we got to ask is, rewind back to the summer and maybe the weeks leading up to the season. I know a lot of people were questioning what this Crestview team was going to look like after the run they had last year and the seniors that you guys graduated, but haven't missed a beat at all. So, what were some of the conversations heading into the season with you and your teammates to make sure that you celebrated last year, but you also realized that this was a different team and you guys could be just as good?
We knew we lost a lot of people. We don't have a very old class now at all. We just have me and a couple other seniors who start. So we knew it was going to be hard, but and we also know that last year's run was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So we realized that we have to go in with realistic expectations this year. Know that we're not going to be as great as we were last year, but we have goals to we wanted to win a couple more games in the regular season, and then I think we're looking strong coming into playoffs now, and that's what we wanted to do. We knew we had young people that we weren't going to be a perfect regular season, but we just wanted to make sure we were looking strong coming into playoffs.
Yeah, what were some of those other team goals that you guys set for yourselves coming into the season?
We wanted to win districts this year. That's been our goal from the beginning. Um, So we found out we have to play either Wycliffe or South Range in district semifinals, and then probably Badger in district finals. And we think it's very doable. That's for sure.
All right. So, what about some of your personal goals that you set for yourself coming into the season and things that you wanted to achieve before your senior season was over?
Well, this year I had some high goals for myself. I'm hoping to win All American. I'm trying to win that Mr. Youngstown, and a big goal that I'm shooting for this year is Ohio Division III Player of the Year.
And you are well on your way to all those goals. You've put together an incredible season. What do you think has been working so well for you this year and has been clicking so well for you?
Well, I think I have a midfield fielder named Will Welch that we've been playing together since we were 10, and he's really helpful. He knows where I want the ball to be passed all the time. He knows what foot I like it on, and he really helps, especially now he's playing a center mid position. That really helps me out with all the success I have because he's really good.
And you talked earlier about wanting to win a district championship, and I'm sure one of the other goals of this team was to take care of the league, and you have that done. You got the MVAC crown again. What did that feel like to kind of solidify yourselves as still the top of the MVAC?
It's nice. It's always a good feeling. It's sort of, which isn't a good thing, but it's kind of expected from Crestview soccer to win the league. I think we won it 5 years in a row now, but it just shows that even though we lost a lot of older guys, we still have a good young core that can keep carrying on a successful program.
Yeah, this is the fifth year, which means the last four were all the 4 years of the seniors from last year.
Yeah,
So was there added pressure this year to try to keep that legacy alive and to keep that tradition alive?
I don't think there was extra pressure. I think it was the same thing. Everyone wanted to win the league. I think that there's just a little bit of pressure every game because like all season, every time we lost to a team this year or is close, that the teams would comment, "How did this team make a state finals?" Or everyone's expecting us to be the top of the top. So there's a pressure in that way to still be good and still be competitive. But I don't think there was a excess amount of pressure for the league this year or anything.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the seniors from last year, and I think one of the big things you can say about them is the legacy that they leave after they leave the program. So, what kind of standards did they set, and how much are you guys feeling the leadership that they had last year, even this year, in those standards that they set for everyone last season?
They they just set a very successful program. Our program's been decent for a few years now, but we that was only our second time winning a district championship in the 21 years that we've had a program, and to go that far, it really just set like what Crestview soccer could be, and what it needs to be strived for every year. So they just like they left a standard that needs to be followed, I think.
Who is one of the seniors, if you had to pick just one of them, and I know there was a lot of them, one of them that you kind of leaned on to teach you how to be a leader this year as your senior season?
Ryan Epps, probably. Ryan Epps was always that guy to keep everyone level headed on the field. He was very smart. He knew what to do. He controlled the midfield. He did everything well and spoke well. So I think it has to be him.
When we talk to opposing coaches in any sport, whether we talk to a soccer coach in the MVAC, a volleyball coach, a football coach, doesn't matter. They always say they're amazed at the athletes in this school because every sport seems to have successful seasons. What's it like for you guys to walk the halls of Crestview and to look around and you see, well, they're a 2-loss team, they're an undefeated team, they're having a great year, they're having a great year. What's that kind of like to be filled in a room filled with really good athletes in a school?
It's really cool. I like last year and this year and really all of high school, us and the volleyball team specifically always try to see who can have more wins in a season and less losses and stuff like that. And we really challenge each other to be better, I think, because everyone wants to be the top dog in the school, you know? So I think it's fun and it gives everyone something even more to push for and brag about a little bit.
I mean, last year, I think you guys got you guys further the tournament. They had more wins. I don't know
Yeah.
what you kind of put the weight on. I'm sure Soccers are always arguing for win percentage because you play less games than they do in the regular
Yeah.
season.
Yep.
So what else is it like to kind of go and support other schools? I'm sure you support the football team on Friday nights. I'm sure you get to as many volleyball games as you can. What's it like to be a part of the student section and support other athletics in the school?
It's really fun. I just enjoy sports in general. So to go watch our classmates do well and have fun, I really enjoy it. I think especially like having a big student section and cheering them on and bringing energy to a good game. That's always really fun to do. So yeah, it's just a good experience, especially senior year to have fun. I'm always at a sporting event like 5 days a week now watching other teams if I don't have games. It just makes your senior year a lot of fun.
Obviously, soccer is your favorite sport to play, but what's your favorite sport to watch and be a part of a student section for?
Probably volleyball, just because I enjoy watching football usually, but like volleyball always makes it like going to regionals and watching our volleyball team play and all that. That is really fun with how many people there are there and like around you in the student section and stuff. I think volleyball is really fun to watch.
We saw just how much this community got behind you guys last season, especially when you made a big tournament run. But everyone we talked to said that that's how it always is, and it just got shined on during the tournament run. So, what's it like playing for this community and constantly feeling that support, not just when the team's going to a state championship game?
Well, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's not 100% true. Um, it's definitely like football gets the most support by far. And students, we never had a student section at any soccer game till we started going far in the playoffs. But I truly believe that student section in the playoffs, at regional semis and on, helped us win a state semifinal game and a district finals game. Like that energy they brought to the game, the stuff that they did, they helped us win. So that was really, really cool to see happen in the playoffs.
Soccer is a little bit different when you're in the stands because you're further away from the action. It's a bigger field, and everyone's kind of running away from you. How much do you really hear the crowd when you're playing soccer?
And in those playoff games, it was so loud out there, like from our support. It was crazy. You could hear them all the way across the field. They had like air horns and stuff that they were blowing after you scored. The cheering they had, like what they were yelling at, like refs if there was a bad call, like everything about it in those games. You could hear everything, how loud they were, and it was crazy. It was really cool.
Since you're a senior, let's reflect a little bit on your whole career as a soccer player. What do you think is the one part of the game that you've grown in the most since your freshman year?
Probably shooting. I'd say I've definitely became a better shooter, a stronger leg, just because freshman year you're not developed all the way. But shooting and dribbling have definitely improved a lot for me.
Who is a coach or even maybe it was a player that kind of helped you the most to develop that skill?
I would say John Kincaid, our old coach that left last year. He really but as a freshman and sophomore, did good drills, helped me out, told me what to do, and have really helped me grow as a player.
That's another reason why what you guys are doing this year is so cool, because you have a new coach this year. Coaching carousel comes around again. What has it been like to kind of embrace the new culture and embrace a new philosophy, and still find yourselves having success?
It's good. Our new coach was our the John's assistant coach for 3 or 4 years, and they're not that much different. He brings a lot of new stuff that which is good. He but he didn't change everything so much that it feels like a different team. It feels like the same atmosphere, still very fun, does similar drills, and then adds what he thinks is good. It's just how he has his own coach. But he really came along and built this team. We didn't build it up, but kept it going in a positive direction for sure. So it's been really cool to see.
And every soccer team and coach that we talk about how tough it is to build up the youth of soccer, because a lot of schools, don't have a middle school program yet, and if they do, it's this kind of a club. So, what kind of things do you think Crestview soccer does, and you guys do as a varsity level team, to try to pour into the future of Crestview soccer and try to bring the young kids along the best you can?
We just have been starting it last year. Actually, we have a lot of club teams for our youth at Crestview now, and our freshmen and sophomore kids are really starting to get into clubs, so that we're kind of pushing for that, as like, so they're playing all year round, everyone's getting touches, and if you play club all year round, like the bigger schools like Campfield and Poland have, you start to see a lot of success and growth in every player, and that's just how you keep a strong program. You won't have a down year as long as everyone's really buying into that.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot because you've played against a lot of really good soccer players. Who do you think is the toughest person that you've had to go up against?
um that's tough. I think i think around here, the toughest player I've ever had to go against was Vasily Hentis. He's on my club team. He goes to Howland. He's really good. And then, but all time, I think in the state finals, the two center backs that Grandview Heights had were really good center backs. They were very athletic. They did everything right. I think they were probably the two toughest people I've had to play against.
All right, Nick, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out your support system and all the people that have been there for you throughout the years and continue to support you this season.
My parents specifically, they've been driving me around since I was 7 years old to play club, to play everything. They've watched over 1,000 of my soccer games. They're the first people to support me in every way. So my parents are a big one. And just the teams I've played for, but specifically Crestview, I couldn't have had any assists or goals or anything without the players I've played with, especially Ryan Carter and Mitch Auer and Will Welch have been my favorite people to play with in high school, and they just have been made my soccer career awesome.
All right, Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and giving us insight into Crestview soccer this year. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season and in your tournament run, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.